I went and talked to my boss, and she's like, just call them. Try not to have a meeting with them. I mean, if you have to have a meeting, I'll be there to back you up because...
Yeah.
Policy.
Yeah, that's work. Let's not talk about work.
That's right. I'm sorry. It happened.
That's fine. I brought it up. Don't worry about it.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're sorry.
I'm sorry that you're sorry that I'm sorry.
We're a couple of sorry motherfuckers.
I'm going to go get some water. Hold on.
That's a good plan.
Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk, but I'm caught outside the box.
Hey, Internet! Highway 47 Productions here tonight with another episode of Star Trek for you. Next Generation. We are watching Star Trek The Next Generation, which I just said already, but I'll say it again. We're watching Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 11 tonight. That is the Netflix numbering system, probably the Hulu numbering system. I don't think it's the Memory Alpha numbering system, but it's our numbering system. If you count... It's also what? IMDb's numbering system. If you count Encounter at Farpoint, the pilot, as one episode, which, you know, God intended, or Q intended, as the case may be, then this is episode 11. And we're watching it tonight. I am Shaggy B, and joining me tonight is Dracofunk himself.
All of me.
All of him. Skrodrick is out with some sort of jungle virus that he picked up while on safari hunting lions or something. I don't remember really.
Got shot in the leg by a plant.
Got shot in the leg, couldn't make it to the van. They had to go back and get him, and he lost his voice from it. So he's out for the time being, but we hope to see him back next week for episode 12. And which is a real shame because he missed out on both one of the best and one of the worst episodes because of his cold. But sometimes things can't be helped. So here we are, the big goodbye.
This episode aired January 9th, 1988. This is the first episode of 1988.
I can only think of one thing that happened around that time in my life, and it's really depressing.
Didn't we have an election going on?
Well, it would have been later that year.
Well, yeah.
But this was, it would have been, the waning year of Reagan's presidency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Dukakis?
Dukakis was... Yeah, he ran against Bush, didn't he?
Yeah, so that would have been this year, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
by this year, I mean 1988.
Yeah. This was the year of Dukakis. It was 20 years ago.
30.
Wow. That's even more than 20.
I remember the Raucous Dukakis.
Do you?
Not really.
Do you remember the fighting Dukakis from Futurama?
No, I'm kind of sad that I don't.
It was just a reference, like a football team or something. I don't remember. But anyway, Michael Dukakis was not the most exciting thing going on in 1988. Star Trek The Next Generation was well into its first season and doing... It was well into its first season, yeah. And this is probably the episode that saved it, I would put forward.
I would totally agree with that. They started the year off good. This episode has a IMDb rating of 7.4, which is actually really good for the first season. Is it
the highest so far?
I don't remember.
I would suspect that it is.
It's probably pretty close up there with where none have gone before, where the title is Where No One Has Gone Before, and then Data misquotes it in the episode, and Data says Where None Have Gone Before. And that was the thing. And the way I remember that is they went gender neutral for The Next Generation, right? In the original series, it was No Man, and then they made it No One, and then Data, took it out of the question and just changed the wording.
Where No One Has Gone Before had an IMDb rating of 7.6. So a little bit higher.
That's a little surprising to me, but I suppose it depends on your perspective. If you judge it on the basis of like performances and acting and that sort of thing, this is definitely a better episode. If you judge it as like a sci-fi episode, you can probably hand it to Where No One Has Gone Before. But
yeah,
post your opinion in the comments if you disagree or if you agree. Or since we probably know you personally, if you're listening to this, just like text us and be like, "Hey, I don't know." But, but that's the way it is, right? We're your friends that you aren't hanging out with right now because we live too far away, and so you're watching Star Trek virtually with us, and that's why we're doing this anyway, because we're those kind of friends.
And hey, we just enjoy watching stuff together. I was going to say more, and that didn't come out very well, but that's okay.
Well, you know what they always say. I hope, because I don't remember. Yeah, that's kind of what happened there. I don't know. All right. So Draco.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do on a lonely night in a cold, cold city where there's no one there to keep you warm?
And the rain's coming down like cats and dogs. And
what is a private dick like you all by his lonesome when there's nobody there for him?
I get on the internet, watch Star Trek with my friend from across, who's like hundreds of miles away.
That's basically what I do also. So let's find out what Captain Picard does tonight, I guess. I should have come up with something better.
This is the first holodeck episode.
It is, in fact.
It will not be the last. It will become a Star Trek trope from after this episode.
And I think a pretty effective one. It would be interesting to watch all of the holodeck episodes like one after another and just draw parallels between how the plots are set up.
Yeah.
We would not be the first people to do that, I'm positive.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I think it began to get overused.
Oh, certainly.
They even made fun of it on Deep Space Nine, but they continued to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Well, and on Voyager, it kind of became like, if I will ever give Voyager credit for anything, it will be that they didn't use the holodeck as much as I assumed they would with the premise of the show, right?
Yeah.
Because, there's nothing to do. And it's a tiny ship. The only recreational facilities they ever mention is the holodeck, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about a gym or like any sport ball courts or anything. So, but they only did I think they did fewer holodeck episodes in Voyager than probably, well, certainly Next Generation, but probably Deep Space Nine even.
Yeah, the Enterprise didn't really need a holodeck. I mean, they had a Mandu Jitsu ring.
That's true. And they had, they had gymnasiums, they had an arboretum, they had
a bar.
Had a bar, at least one, probably a few.
I mean, Dr. Crusher was putting on plays and musicals.
That's true, yeah. So, I don't
Data
know what
was putting on concerts.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to play an instrument.
Well, I mean, apparently they had time to learn,
I mean, except Geordi.
Except Geordi. He could sing, though. Remember that one episode?
He was a little flat.
But, you could fix that.
Yeah. So, anyway, here's what's going to happen is we're going to give you a 5-second countdown, and you need to hover your mouse or your finger or your remote, right over that play button. Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end of the 5-second countdown, you're going to hit that button right when we say 0, and that way you can watch the episode along with us, and our comments will make sense if you do that. If you don't do that, then we're just going to be talking at random times and reacting and laughing, and we're here to watch Star Trek. Watch Star Trek with us.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. All right. This is Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 11, The Big Goodbye, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run program.
Hey, it's Riker.
Yeah. 41997. So right at the end of the year.
Hey, there's one of the short, like, uniforms.
Yeah, skirt things. Okay, Harada. I couldn't remember the name of these guys. I said Shellyak a couple episodes ago.
No, the Shellyak were... Yeah, they were those guys.
Right.
Elongated.
Two British people discussing the letter Z and not the letter Z.
You know...
Just like in Spanish.
Yeah. You know who'd probably be really good at this?
Data.
Yeah. Hey, look in the background. You see the model of the Constitution class?
Yeah, that's the same one that was there in the episode with the Constellation class. I want to believe he has like ordered somebody to go find this program. Well, it's good to know that there's still good Christian people in the future, in the year of our Lord, 2365. That is one rundown hallway.
Yep. 312.
Wonder what used to be on the wall under that lamp.
Probably a clock.
Probably.
It's actually a really nice touch.
Frame picture of FDR. I love how they do that. Like, nobody frames a picture of the president and puts it in their house or office, except on TV or in movies, so that you know when it is.
Yeah.
And it's not like I couldn't find a picture of FDR today.
This should be coming out right about that time.
That's true, actually. This will come out on October the 19th, I want to say.
Yeah, this came out October the 19th.
That's right. Which is today, if you're listening to it when it came out. Hello, October 19th. We hope that
you didn't hit the skip intro button on Netflix if you're watching this on Netflix, because it'll be bad if you did.
That was a nice segue. You bailed me out there.
That's what I do.
That's right.
You know, this episode was the only Star Trek The Next Generation episode to win a Peabody Award.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh. I feel like I heard that somewhere before, but maybe not.
This is one of the... a lot of people are down on the first season. This episode...
Well, yeah, and we're starting to get to the upswing with this episode for sure. Like, this is good, and there are a few more coming up that are pretty good.
There are a couple episodes in the first season that I really, really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, me too.
Hey, I wonder if Worf's in this episode.
I'm not sure. He probably is. He's in every episode.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they remembered to pick up Counselor Troy from wherever she was that one time.
Well, they forgot to in the previous episode.
Right. By the way, do most psychologists also become linguists? Or is this just her?
They needed her to do something.
Okay, fair enough. Meta-generated. Perhaps. Cyrus Redblock.
Cyrus Redblock?
I'm wearing my Yes lipstick.
I'm not wearing my Yes bra, though. See? She's checking right now.
That's true. She looked for pockets. It's like, Strategic movement of the camera.
Do I hear a train?
Yes, you do. How did you know Dixon Hill was French?
It's a French name.
Yeah, true.
And the accent.
Dixon. Hill. I have the worst French accent in history.
Really?
I do.
Je m'appelle Dracofunk. Comment tu t'appelles?
Je suis le Franc.
Well, that was about 5 minutes of playtime.
Yep. Maybe he gets motion sick on the holodeck, like I do with like first-person shooters. He forgot to turn it off.
Huh. Oh, he's got holographic lipstick on.
Funny how that didn't disappear.
They're like, he just came out of the holodeck. They see him like, I know what he was doing. It's Worf. Seriously, people are still driving cars.
They are. Fuck you, Wesley. It's like, yeah, I got 2 right.
Right? He's like, I know what he's been doing.
I've seen this before. That's what a woman does sometimes. Real exciting. Riker just became erect in his chair. Let's just get this out of the way. Tape? So you use magnetic tape?
Yes. Hey, look, there's a space picture.
Oh, wow. Notice there's no picture of Space Roosevelt up there.
Hey, it's that same person wearing that same uniform.
Yeah. Oh, God. Don't mention Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
There's that AD again. Maybe AD stands for something different in the future.
Mm-hmm. You know, why is he doing this on the bridge computer?
I mean, that's a good point. I remember like the early years of when I watched Star Trek, I always wondered where that was when they would show somebody at that station. Like, what's the lookup information room? And it took me a long time to figure out that was actually the back of the bridge. Because they would just do anything there.
Yeah.
Computer, display my grandma's meatloaf recipe, you know? Mr. Redshirt? I mean, Whalen? Pop that collar. Is this the first time that they've put Patrick Stewart and Brent Steiner together in, like, you know, a position where they're acting opposite each other?
It might be.
Which is, like, reason number 500 that this episode was, you know, good. NRA poster. Oh, hey, it's that guy. I can never remember that actor's name.
Huh.
Roosevelt.
The Magio.
That's the Magio to you.
Huh.
Oh, we got 8 years.
One of them South American guys.
That's right. Those Paraguayan yellow eyes, Paraguayan. Oh well, got my $100. Yay! Downtown.
He's excited.
I was so excited I just dropped the thing that I was holding.
Yeah, that usually put your business card in somebody's pocket when you murder them.
I mean, that's what I did. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
Holy. The Enterprise has never been probed like this before.
And it's a good thing they tested everything at Space Dock. Finest ship in the fleet, man. Can I speak to your manager, please? They've all got the pineapple haircut, right? With
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yep. Drive PT Cruisers.
Yar is a little bit upset with you right now.
Well,
Uh-oh.
This thing seems broken. I'll just go in. It'll be fine.
So the Harada seem like, a really powerful, presence in the quadrant, right?
They really do, yeah. Wait, on ice and being grilled at the same time?
Yeah.
Can you
being so? Oh Jesus! They really had no idea what to do with her character.
They really didn't. Just keep looking at her boobs. Yep.
That'd be a really...
A 1 and a 2. Oh, sorry.
It's too real. Like, Data and the red shirt guy sitting out in the lobby. You know,
the guy from South America made out of wires and metal. The blind guy trying to get in to save us and he can't. The spider aliens coming to kill us. Just like in the old, noir book.
wow, Wesley was at operations.
Yay, I get to go help my mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seriously, they don't know how to do makeup in the 24th century.
Well, they don't need makeup because it's the future and everybody, A, has clear skin and B, doesn't care. You know, that conversation that Patrick Stewart had with Gene Roddenberry, right? When he asked about it. Like, they were going to put him in a hairpiece and he said, well, surely by the 24th century, they'd have a cure for baldness. And Roddenberry said, in the 24th century, they wouldn't care.
Yeah.
No date rape drugs in that gum at all.
I like Tommy Dorsey.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Swallow that gum.
No.
No.
I just figured I'd break the door down. Yes, I tried the intercom. Good thing we keep a microscope in the holodeck. Wires.
Good job, Will. I mean, they kind of needed him there because Riker doesn't know what he's doing. And Geordi can't look through the thing.
Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. So, I wonder if holographic tobacco hurts you.
Holographic smoke?
Yeah.
Redhead. I'm a walker all night long.
That's right. Got a couple of ample nacelles, if you pardon in the engineering parlance. I just quoted Star Trek, the 2009 movie, and I'm ready to die now. He's going to taste like tobacco smoke.
Now let's go.
Ever bang in a jail cell? From the floor.
Yes.
Yes.
That
That was a contraction there that he just used. Oh, hey, a firearm. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Maybe slow down.
Nah.
What can she possibly keep in that handbag?
Makeup.
I guess. Hey, you got it all right.
That.
They are now.
He's still like there with a gun. Somebody should probably do something.
Yeah.
Data. I mean, you could like totally disarm him.
Oh, there we go.
You shot the other guy.
Ruh-roh. It's busted.
The other exit.
The other exit. This is the only holodeck with 2 doors. And they took it out when it broke, I guess. I don't know. Are you sure?
If only there was a doctor. Oh, wait.
Aww.
Meanwhile. So nobody's sitting in the captain's chair?
I mean, who needs a captain, really?
Yeah, you know. Read them some, Shakespeare.
Ha 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 ha. Electricity.
Oh.
Yeah, electricity.
Seriously.
Best crew in the fleet. Cyrus Red Block. That's a good way to get shot.
Yeah.
It's basically the garbage.
I mean, come on.
I mean, that one's kind of fair.
Mm-hmm. I can tell.
He employs all sorts of people.
I mean, you could let Data, like, do some stuff.
Planet South America. Emphasis on the fabulous.
Yes. Huh. Yeah, sure you do. Let Data, like,
I'll show you not real. Yeah, making. Start with Mr. Pink.
yeah, I wonder if anybody goes in the holodeck and goes full murder hobo.
I mean, we saw what Barkley did. That was pretty weird.
Probably not quite as weird by the 24th century.
True. Take him out, Data.
Nah. Now would be a terrible time for like a Haradrim probe to shake the ship, and we have a Pulp Fiction moment.
This would be the episode remade by Quentin Tarantino, wouldn't it? If he made a Star Trek movie. This is what they would do.
The object is a briefcase, and when you open it up,
it's just a flashlight, yeah, shining at the face, yeah.
Except it would be all out of sequence.
That's true. How would they have, like, the expositional conversation full of, like, misogyny and racism that they have to have at the beginning of every one of his movies, though?
They'd all be there, like, digging on South Americans. Worf's like, oh.
The song of my people! Did they ever think of just, like, cutting off the power cord?
No. Seriously, why would that be a thing?
That's true.
Yeah. They had computers in the 40s.
Yeah, but they didn't have very many.
No. They actually called certain people were called computers. Wasn't that like a banking term or something?
It was a banking term, and they also had like during the war, like World War II, they had like. Sorry, I got distracted by the blizzard. They had like teams of women who like worked on the Enigma code. They were the computers, yeah.
Just like run out now.
Just shove him out there, like really. Data, just grab him and throw him out the door.
Yeah.
That face. Like, oh.
Isn't there like all those people in the hallway who could just be like looking in there?
Yeah. Don't try to help him. I do have to say I like Lawrence Tierney's performance in this.
I'm too rich.
Cyrus Redblock. Cyrus Redblock? And now nobody knows who he is.
Could have totally done that the whole time.
Bang! Oh. Should have knocked his head clean off when he did that.
Yeah.
Too late.
Don't take the doctor.
They have other doctors. They have like a Vulcan.
Oh.
Well, good thing they're not on a schedule or anything, so they can have a moment to reflect. Nothing urgent happening. Just, just take your time. It's important to think through a trauma after you've experienced it,
Yeah. Where are all those people in the hallway? Like, I have this feeling that they're still trying to figure out the problem, and everybody's just going out the back.
Yeah.
They're going to be sitting there for like an hour, like, I don't know what to do. I can't get it to shut down.
Wesley's crying into the microscope, shorts it out.
Like, yeah, they like exited an hour ago.
Yeah. Riker just comes down there with the camera, like, "Oh, good job, guys! You really saved us." And they're like, "But I don't know. Let's think about that for a few minutes." These are all important questions that we should give our time to right now. Just look at each other, maybe go for a quick kiss. I love you as I've never loved anyone.
They spent all this time like showing an emotional attachment between him and that character.
Meanwhile, space cockroaches are out there shooting lasers at him.
Who's the guy at Ops?
I want to know whether they planned that or if he improvised it.
You know who would have been good at that?
Who's that? Data?
Data. I mean, he could have even like simulated the captain's voice saying all that.
That's a good point. Would have fooled him. Or Wesley with his little box that could do that too. Yeah, except my buddy died. Like Whalen.
Yeah.
Loser.
By the way, Whalen died.
Yep. I mean, we never see him again.
So literally they had to go there so he could like mumble to these aliens and then leave.
Yep.
But was there any other point for them?
Hey, a new day dawned. I mean, the Haradan Alliance is so important to the future of everything. It defines everything in Star Trek for the next, forever.
Did they ever get that thing from the Ferengi?
No. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the Haradans, did get it, and they have to, talk them into getting it back. This all seems sillier looking back and realizing that we know nothing about the world that they live in. We don't know anything about politics. We don't know anything about the social order. We know nothing about this period of time at this point. We're at 11 episodes into an entirely new universe, and nothing that we've been presented with makes any goddamn sense at all.
I do like this episode, though.
It's a really good episode. It is.
But, yeah.
Any final thoughts?
First holodeck episode?
Yeah, first holodeck episode. Good one. I can see why they kept with that theme. It was the only thing that worked so far. I kind of like the next one a little better. The next holodeck episode. It's the one with the binars. I count that as a holodeck episode.
Yeah, I actually really like that episode.
That's a really good one, yeah. So yeah, we're hitting the stride. We're getting out of the more detestable crap from the early season and getting into some stuff that's actually watchable.
Yeah, there's
there's a lot. What's next after this one?
The next episode's actually really good too.
Next episode's pretty good. Yeah, data lore.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well,
Internet. I hope you had fun. But we have to. Time for us to go. So we have to say the big goodbye.
We should be careful saying that because I mean that can mean a lot of things. The big goodbye. You know, like, hey, we're off to go hang ourselves. You know.
That went dark.
We will see you next time. I promise.
Next week,
we will be back with data lore and so forth.
Yeah.
I'm stalling because I'm trying to think of a sign off that is good with like the film noir theme, but I don't have anything. So, good night, everybody.
Step on it.
To me. Happens to me.